But once they found this Smilodon, this saber-tooth, they realized they had something very, very special. And that's when the first excavation started. And those first excavations started in approximately, let's see here, in approximately 1900 or so. And one man came here that was very excited about what they were finding. His name was John C. Merriam. And when you're inside the museum, if you look at some of the animals, you'll see that they're named after Mr. Merriam. He was one of our first excavators here. But he was excited about these fossils, and he wanted to get other people excited about the fossils. So in 1908, he published an article called Death Trap of the Ages in Sunset magazine, and this is what he said. Here for centuries, evidently, the enormous ground sloth and other clumsily moving creatures of his kind came for water, only to be held relentlessly. To this helpless prey came the lords of that era, the huge saber-toothed tiger and the monster wolf. Trapped in their turn, they too fed the black maw of the asphalt pool, and the death trap baited itself anew. Who wouldn't be excited about something like that, right? That's a pretty exciting explanation of what's going on here. So that got people excited here, and people started coming here. But this structure that we're in was built on top of pit number 101. Between 1900 and 1910, there were about 96 pits that were excavated, and then between 1910 and 1913, they excavated 5 more pits, and this was the last of those, pit number 101, and they wanted to preserve this as a permanent exhibit. And it's a great example of what a deposit looks like. So I have a laser pointer here. It's a little hard to see. You can see some of those iconic animals. Over here is the skull of a baby mastodon. Right there, turned upside down. This is the skull of a dire wolf, the skull of a giant jaguar, or an American lion, also called. You have this bone here, and then these over here. Those are the pelvis, the hip bones of a giant ground sloth. And then around the bones, around the side over here, you see lots of smaller bones that are leg bones of horses and wolves and saber-toothed cats and camels and things like that. So we were finding these big animals, but locked inside this matrix, inside this stuff, in between all the fossils, are what we now know are the stars of the show, the microfossils that they're cleaning in the fossil lab right now. We'll talk a little bit more about this in just a few minutes. But you know, the iconic picture of the Columbian mammoth out in the lake bed, sinking down kind of into a pool of asphalt, never to be seen again. It's pretty iconic, pretty exciting, but not really technically how it happened. So let's go talk about how this entrapment actually happened and go take a look at what an asphalt scene would have looked like when these animals were here.